There's a maiden in a tower fairy tale from Portugal that ends the way no other fairy tale I've ever read ends. It's called Three Princes and a Maiden. There are these three princes who are best friends. It doesn't say if they're brothers or they're princes of other countries. But anyway, they're all walking down the street one day when they look at this window and see this gorgeous maiden in the window, and they all decide they want to marry her. They all go inside to talk to her, and she meets with them, and she's like, I like all of you. They're like, well, you have to pick one. And she's like, I'm sorry, I just can't. Like, you're all just equally hot to me. But they're like, no, you have to pick. So she's like, okay, I know you three are going on a journey, so whichever brings me back the present I like the most, I guess I'll pick him. So the princes split up and agree to meet at this one place after they've found their presents. The first one finds this looking glass or mirror that if you look into it and say, I want to see this person, it'll show it to you. You thought Disney's Beauty and the Beast made that up. Nope, it's very old. And also like super creepy that someone could just look at you and see what you're doing at any moment. The next guy gets this candle that if anyone is dead and you put the candle in the dead person's hands, the dead person will come back to life. The third one buys a magic carpet. You stand on it, you say, carpet, take me to this country, and it'll take you. If you watch my video on the original Aladdin, there is no magic carpet in that, but it does appear in lots of other folklore. The friends all meet up again, show each other their presents, and the one with the mirror says, hey, let's look at the princess, which again, creepy. So they look at the princess, and guess what? She's dead. It's just her corpse. And so the second one is like, oh my gosh, if we could get to her in time, I could put the candle in her hands and bring her back to life. And then the third one's like, oh, we can use my magic carpet. So they do. They fly to the princess. He puts the candle in her hands, brings her back to life. So they used all three gifts to save her. Now, this is a common folklore trope, and one of the oldest is from 1001 Nights. In that one, the princes find a magic telescope, a magic apple that brings people back to life or cures any sickness, and a flying carpet. And in that version, and almost every other, what happens next is the princess is like, well, I can't choose, so they have to have another contest to choose the husband. In the Arabian Nights one, they have a contest to see who can shoot an arrow the farthest, and the guy who shoots it the farthest wins, and everyone's happy and cool with it. But in this story from Portugal, the maiden says, I cannot have three husbands at one time, so I shall not marry any of you. So she shut herself up in a tower, never to marry anyone or be seen by anyone, which is how this is technically a maiden in the tower story. But the craziest part is the princes are so sad, they then go and also retire to a dismal tower, which is so extra and wild. Since none of them can get together, instead of maybe working out like maybe a polyamorous relationship, they all shut themselves in towers forever. Although the three princes are in a tower together, so they have companionship and oh, maybe they'll find love that way. For more Maiden in a Tower stories and lots of other wacky stuff, check out my podcast, link in the bio.